Hey y'all, Billy from Perma Pastures Farm. All right, well everybody's been asking about Coco the bull, and it's not that he's not doing well or anything. I know some people are probably concerned. He's doing perfectly fine. He is well adjusted. He's moved in to, goodness, he's so friendly, so wonderful. Kids can pet him. You could even ride him probably if you wanted to. But he's doing great here. He really is. And let me just go ahead and explain what's going on here. Now, Coco, where he was at Deep South, shout out to my friends Danny and Wanda, by the way. When he was down there, he was well accustomed to woven wire, which is what we have over about, I'd say 3/4 of the property here is covered in woven wire. So that's good. He's used to that. But I don't think he was used to poly wire, which is what this is right here, okay? And that's what we have to because of the nature of our terrain and really a number of things here. We have to have him trained on polywire because we don't have paddocks that are already set up. We have to be able to make them and have him occupy those spaces until the ground is squared away, and then we move him on. Now, he's well trained. He will follow me. I put a little bit of sweet feed in this bucket every morning, and by and large, you know, he'll get out of it. Once he's out of here and in here full time, he's going to make that transition. But it's kind of cool when you got to move him around. I need him to be able to follow me because if he gets out, which, you know, odds are whenever you have any kind of ruminant, any really pigs, chickens, anything, you always need to put in remedial action of what you'll do when those animals get out, because I promise you, they will. Especially if you're dealing with some certain kind of sheep, you know. There's ways to deal with that, but we'll cover that at a later date. Okay, so what we have here, we just expanded his paddock this morning. If you look over here, we started him down here, and now, slowly but surely, we're working him up the side of this landscape. And it's rather steep here, but I know he can handle it based on what I've seen him already do. We've expanded his paddock. It was, you know, it was about, I know that you can't get any sense of what it is as far as size, but basically we've doubled it. And if you can look at this area over here, basically he's beaten up everything down in here. He's done a fantastic job. Things that even the sheep wouldn't touch, he's over here knocking out for us. And then over there on the side of that hill, you can kind of get a little glimpse of it, but it's all that area. I don't know what he's going to do over there, but I'm curious to find out. I know that he's going to eat some of it. So here's how this whole system works, y'all. We have several chargers on this property. We got a solar one over there. It's basically a battery one, and excuse all the mess, y'all. Everything, like most farms out there, we don't hide the unsightly stuff, or at least not all the time. All right, we got multiple chargers for different things. Over here in the permaculture barn that will, you know, be taken down here before too long, we have a pretty high-speed solar battery array, okay? And it handles pretty much the entire perimeter fence, and then we tether it to certain things that we need. But in Coco's case, I need this fence to be very, very hot. You know, actually, he's such a quick study, which, by the way, he gets that from my side of the family. He's such a quick study that he's hit this thing a couple of times and realized, okay, I don't need to play with it. So as long as you keep him moving, as long as you keep him happy, he by and large won't even test this thing. I've only seen him do it one time, and that seemed to be enough. Now, it goes all the way around this paddock. We got reels. I wish I'd have brought that with me so you could see it, but basically these high-speed reels, for every crank, it turns that thing about 4 times. And you want to spend good money on that. You don't want crappy reels. So what happens is, every day, we take this, he's in the barn right now, we take this part and we just kind of makeshift it. It's not even hot. That's how much he respects his polywire. This one here is a gate, and we're just gonna walk it back. Comes right across the driveway like so, and it marries up with this side over here. Folks, what we're doing here is essentially a laneway system. Jeff Lawton is a big proponent of it in Australia, and William learned his system there. There's a lot of other people who do it as well. Basically, you use these lanes to get your animals where you want them to go. We've done it before, and it works great. So really, all that's going to happen is I'm going to walk Coco across here, take him over there, got a little feed pan for him. And here lately, when I give him new area, I put his pan that I'm going to put this stuff in the new area. So he knows, oh, okay, didn't know this was here. He'll eventually find it, but, you know, it's just a little time to hang out with him. So with that said, the pigs are in there tripping right now. Coco knows what time it is. He's ready to get out. Let's go get him. my little bull. Isn't he the cutest little thing? Anyway, he's over in this new area, and you'll probably notice there's a lot of thickets and briars and stuff like that. Well, guess what? That's part of what his breed does. That's why I wanted him so badly here. Now, we're going to get him some friends. We're going to get a couple of steers out here. Michelle's got an eye on a couple, and we're waiting to hear back from them. What he's eating, folks, is really astonishing. I mean, William had told me before what he had seen in Australia as far as what these cows would eat there. But, I mean, I'd always heard what these guys would eat. But when I'm seeing it, I mean, he's eating stuff that a goat would eat. He's eating stuff that even these sheep barely touch. Isn't that right, boy? So that's the cool thing about all this. Now let's go back here and talk about, we'll just let him eat. He likes to eat by himself in the morning. Now the reel I was talking about is this one right here. And we got a couple of them. For every time you turn that crank handle, it'll spin that thing 4 times. I don't recall the name brand of it right now, but it was basically, it's the same one that Greg Judy uses, or it's the same one he used to recommend. Maybe he has a different one now. But anyway, you'll also see, let me cover this while we're here. Now, at this place, we use what we call a tethering system. I basically invented this a long time ago. And what we have is basically a hot wire that runs straight down the middle of this property, all the way to the top, all the way to the bottom. Now, the beauty of that, now we've covered this in other videos, but I also need to cover that here because it kind of fits into his model here. Now, all we do is tether this to this. And last time I checked, I think we were pulling about 8,000 volts. Now, you only need 3,000 for a cow, but, you know, it gets his attention. So what he's doing, he's coming over here. We basically make his paddock. We can do it in just a matter of minutes, especially doing it this way. But now that he is accustomed to this, it's off to the races. Now, I think we covered it a little bit before, but the way we kind of introduced him to doing this polywire is pretty much the same way we do with pigs, where we have an immovable object or fence on the other side, and then we run this on the inside. So pigs are really the only animals that when they hit something hot, they'll try to drive through it first. Cows aren't that way. Sheep aren't that way either. When they hit it, like you and me, they're going to repulse. They're going to want to get away from it. But just the same, if he got over it or decided to jump it, whatever the case may be, he knew that he couldn't get any further than that woven wire. Once we were really, really comfortable with that, we put him in here with just the poly wire. He's not escaped. He's had really no interest in escaping by and large, as long as you keep him moving. Typically our model is let him eat a third, he stomps a third, and then we leave a third. But in this case here, y'all, he is wiping out things that nothing else has touched. I mean, I've seen him over here eating multi-floor rows, for crying out loud. And he's doing just fine. He's packing it on just fine. The only area in which we're missing the goal right now is when it comes to him is, yeah, he'll consort to a certain extent with those sheep down there, but, you know, from the highfalutin stock he came from, he wants another couple of Dexters out here to hang with. Danny offered to sell me another one. I should have went ahead and took him while I had the chance, but we'll go ahead and like I said, we got our eyes on a couple of them here. So that's exactly the plan. We're going to have him here. We, you know, rub him, we play with him, we do all this kind of stuff, and he's so friendly. He'll come up and lick you. He's just as sweet as can be. But that's the goal. We'll go ahead. He's well adjusted to this area. I want to see the full extent of what he is going to do. You probably can't get a sense of it, but over here it's pretty steep. You can't get that third dimensional view the way I do here, but essentially I'm hoping, I want to see what he's going to do up here. You can't really tell with the thicket up there, but by and large, that's exactly what I'm wanting him to do. I want to see what he's going to do. I'm going to see how much he's going to tear it up. That's really the idea. Well, folks, Coco is off and running. Now, oh, one more thing I should say. Now, he should be moving before the sheep, okay? The sheep didn't graze this part of it, at least this part of it. When it's all said and done, we're going to use this laneway. Once we get him, you know, once we have him knock out what he's going to do over here, we're going to use that laneway to move him down past the sheep. He'll graze it down first, then the sheep go. Based on the interactions I've seen him have when he was at Deep South, I didn't think it was such a wise decision. The idea was to go ahead and make a flirt, but I don't have enough point of egress for the sheep to get away from him right now. So we're just going to let him stay by himself until we get some other ones. So that's really the only loose ends that we have here. Here he is cleaning his plate just like a good boy. We're going to jump on out of here and let Coco do his thing. Now, I will say, You getting your camera time, buddy? He is about the sweetest thing. So the only thing to do at this point is just kind of let him work this area over. And as soon as he hits the benchmark, he'll be moving again. Folks, remember, we also have at our website, you want some bone sauce, we got that. It's the best deer repellent on the planet, if you ask me. We also got Comfrey. If you want a consultation, reach out to William on Instagram. We got that too. And don't forget, check us out on Patreon. A lot of cool stuff over there. In fact, a lot of things that I can't do right here in this platform. So be sure to check us out. Hope everything's going well in your world. And until next time, this is Billy from Perma Pastures Farm, where permaculture is my passion. We'll see y'all next time. Ain't that right, Coco? He gave you an amen.